ladies, welcome to the Hard Pause Podcast. I'm your boy Julian Blaq here with the great Quarter Water TV.
Damn, that killed the nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Wait, before me,
Man.
I was at the great. Could we just talk about my dad, my homie that passed away? That's why it was on my head.
Yeah. Rest in peace to homie, man.
Yeah, rest in peace to William. I'm sorry, his name wasn't William. His name was Derek Williams. He went as the Will Smith on certain social media apps, but he's also known as Mr. Lit Fam. He owned a furniture store out. I think, where was he at? In Indianapolis, I think. I'm not sure which state he was in. But he's also the Up and Smoke clothing line. Yeah, the young man had a lot going for him. He died like at the age of 25. The age of 25 was gone way too soon.
Yeah, that's some sad shit. I hate to see shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He left a big hole in the world, man. His parents are still looking for. Well, his parents and law enforcement are still looking for the people that took him from the world and took him from his son and his lady and his family. He has a son, D3, because he's Derek Williams Jr., but he changed it to Derek Williams II once he had his son and named him after him. So his son, they call him D3. That's a hot-ass nickname, though, for a little.
Yeah, that's fire. Yeah, that's fire. D3. Yeah, that's fire. Oh, so he was junior.
Yeah, he was a junior, but I didn't know if you were a junior and you name your son after you become the second and your son becomes the third.
Yeah, that's how it go, yep.
Yeah. Even though I won't name my son after me, you know. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I always said I was against that. I ain't naming my kids after me, man. Let them be their own people, like, you know what I'm saying?
One idea I did have was to give the kid your middle name and my middle name, because it sounds kind of good together. It sounds like some sort of professional athlete.
That's cool, but that's their own name though. You feel what I'm saying? That's cool. Like,
that's true. They be the first one of that name in the fam.
Mm-hmm. like I never knew Pops had his grandfather name.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Julius Atterbury. That's who y'all named after.
Oh yeah, I did know that. I'm an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
I did know that.
Yeah, that's who y'all named after. Mm-hmm.
It was Uncle June and them daddy. He died young.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't do the plug for the music playing. Yo, the music playing in the background. This is Time of My Life. Mark Matthew featuring our other cousin Dale Atterbury. If you wanna check this music out, we have links in the description. Please visit the Spotify. Give it some spins. We appreciate it. Show him some love. Hey, what's up, little sis? Love you too, little sis.
Mm-hmm.
Also, whichever platform you're coming in on, please make sure you're putting an interaction in. Go ahead, hit that like or something too. If you don't feel like talking, hit the like. The like is free. At least we'll know you're there and we can give you a shout out. Either that or you got a chit chat in the feed. I'll give you a shout out in the feed. As long as we're not deep in discussion, once we wrap around, we try to address all comments though. So,
that's a fact.
You won't get left behind. Yeah. But yeah, Dale did his thing on this one. That sounds like that's Mark singing in the back. Oh, that might be Dale. But yeah, this.
You see your boy Andrew Tate got arrested again?
Oh Lord, for what this time? I didn't even.
I don't know. Look it up. Pull a share screen or look that shit up, because I don't know. I just seen that shit that he got arrested again. Like.
That's what's funny. Like all this time we've been going through this shit. Like with our justice system, they couldn't have strung him along this long. With our justice system, they would have had to charge him or leave him alone.
Yeah, he over there. That's why people be running to these other countries. I'll be like, all right, play games if you want. Better learn the laws in these countries, man.
His arrest was prompted allegedly because a live streamer said Tate was.
Aiden Ross. They said it was Aiden Ross.
He needs to punch Aiden in the face if he ever sees that.
I ain't gonna lie. I think Aiden is an agent.
This is on NBC News. Hopefully they don't
have I think Aiden is some kind of agent. Why rappers want to hang around this nigga?
What does he got to offer him? I mean,
he offering them money, but he paying them and shit. Like,
okay. What's up, Chunky Monkey, with that emo? Oh, what's up, Chunky? Good seeing you, girl. Much love. Thank you guys. Just Chunky Monkey's coming in hot from the Twitch platform. Much love. We streaming on multiple platforms. We ain't sitting here just reading imaginary comments. Just to
pull this shit up on the screen. You gotta pull it up.
Hold on.
I can't do it. I would have did it if I could. Like,
oh yeah, because he could see the comments too, no matter what platform they're on.
Yeah,
you gotta fix that.
Where I could pull it up, right? I can't do nothing. What's the point of me being a co-host if I can't do nothing?
Shit, I might have to give you the I could. There's no problem with me setting up the login, so you could just log in this bitch and do whatever you want too. So you can log in, but you be logging in as me.
And you. Nah. Eventually, I'm gonna just end up buying a little package, and you know what I'm saying. So we'll both have it that way. Either way, you know what I'm saying. I'm mad they don't got no 1080p. Is there a streaming shit with 1080p?
This has 1080p now, but I got to upgrade to the professional package to do it.
And how much is that shit?
I think it's I paid like 200 and something a year for the year for this. I think that's
for
like,
this one.
Yeah, I think it's like 300-400, something like that. Some weird number. I gotta look.
Yeah, for the year though.
Is it for the whole year? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that ain't bad.
They mentioned some monthly shit, but I never took the monthly option.
Yeah, that monthly shit trash. You gonna end up paying $400 for $500 for that shit.
Oh, if I didn't say already, I might have already said shouted you out. Chunky said, "What's up? I'm doing well. Chunky's a affiliated streamer on Twitch as well.
Okay, shout out Chunky Monkey.
Bulk of her content is usually she does some IRL streams. I've seen her do. But she does a lot of Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
Fortnite. She be killing it.
Yeah, but what it's saying about to finish the Aiden?
A live streamer may have triggered the Romanian police to detain influencer Andrew Tate and serve him with a UK arrest warrant from the UK. A law firm representing 4 of Tate's UK accusers, almost as accosters, told NBC News that a live stream from fellow influencer Aiden Ross prompted authorities to intervene on suspicious that Tate was planning to flee Romania before standing trial there in human trafficking charges. Okay, it's going on to Tate was detained in the UK warrant connected with allegation of rape in SA. That are in addition to the Romanian charges. So they got him hit up from 2 different continents.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And even with the ingredients for the smuggle.
What though? I'm still trying to find out what's going on here. Like,
well, I think there's some weird ass international CIA.
Like they trying to get to his money.
They trying.
I think that's what this is about. I think they trying to get to his money. I still don't understand. I don't get it. Like
the way he gets his money is in such a unique circumstance. They can't touch it really.
But I think that's why they fucking with him. This is a money thing.
Yeah, and I think in all normal circumstances, if he has some BS charges or some BS stuff in Romania, if it wasn't for outside meddling, he probably would have been able to pay him off and be done and square away with this already.
Yeah, it's just it got too big.
It got too big, and now they
got too big.
Shit on for years already. He's been under house arrest forever. He was in jail.
It's been like 2 years already, right?
And they still haven't. Oh, I think they finally did charge him, but he didn't go to trial yet. And
it's weird though. That Andrew Tate shit is peculiar, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't.
And this time they grabbed. It looks like they grabbed Andrew by himself. They didn't even grab Tristan.
Well, they were black too, ain't they? Black, they dad black, right?
Daddy, what do you call it? Emery Tate, championship master chess player.
Free Andrew Tate,
huh?
Free Andrew Tate.
You know what's funny? Andrew's a junior. He's named after his dad. His name is Emery Andrew Tate Jr.
Oh, he just wanted to make his own shit, his own lane. That's what that was. That's why I wouldn't name my kid after me. Like my son, I wasn't gonna name him after me. That was the last thing on earth. It's too many niggas with my name anyway. Like,
see, but you know what's funny is that Aiden said Andrew had fucking ghosted him, hadn't been talking to him.
Yeah, I don't trust. I'm telling Andrew might not trust this nigga, man. I don't, son, dog. First of all, where you came from?
He just got famous out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, like
Andrew even said one time, he was like, "I'm trying to figure out. There's a billion kids in the world doing the same thing you're doing. What makes you special? Why are you famous?"
I swear, I think he an agent or some kind of like. Why all these rappers and shit? Like, how is he in this many different circles? Like, of people. Like, what is it about him? Like,
this is crazy. During a live stream platform kick last week, Ross said that Tate had sent him a text saying that he was planning to leave Romania and never return. And he said that on his stream.
I'm telling you, that nigga crazy. That nigga agent, man.
Andrew hit me up and said, "Hey, I'm going to be leaving Romania soon, probably never coming back. If you want to come over and do a week-long stream content before I leave." And Andrew's not that stupid, man.
Aiden Ross is an agent, man. I'm telling you, man. Something ain't right with that kid, man. Where did he come from?
This is wild. Oh, this didn't even look it up on Google. They looked this up on Microsoft. I'm not even logged in on Microsoft. That show you how much I use their search engine. But yo, this is wild. Again, guys, this might be the last time we ever do this. So I kind of like got to take advantage of this now. Ross continued. I'm not even going to play the clip because I don't know where the clip's coming from, which was widely shared online following Tate's arrest. Tate spokesperson Matica Petrascu. That's Romanian, Petrascu.
I should have froze for a minute. Like,
say again?
Mic on it. My shit had froze on his own and then muted my mic on his own. Like,
oh, that's wild.
Like, what's going on? Like, it was froze for like 2 minutes.
Really? Mm-hmm. Yo, that's wild. Something's been doing that. My Ray J's. Shout out to Ray J. Hopefully one day we can have, sponsored broadcast from
the Raycons. Shout out to the Raycons.
Because it was a good quality product. I got them. I was like, damn, these shits is nice.
Yeah, the earplugs, the big one, they all good. Like, I fuck with Raycon. Shout out Raycon.
Then they got the over-the-ear ones for Christmas. And she was like, yo, the battery's ridiculous. They loud as hell. She's like, sometime if she wants to watch a video with someone, she don't even turn the headphones off. She just take them off, flip them up, and the people can hear it loud if she turns it all the way up.
You know what's the greatest shit about wireless headphones that I discovered probably like a year ago? Mm-hmm. If you got, the Fire Stick, you know what the Fire Cube is?
What's that?
Well, the Fire Cube is like the Fire Stick, but it's just bigger and it got more memory on it. So it's basically the same thing, right? But the thing, it's made by Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, Amazon Fire Cube. Yeah. So look, right? The thing with the Fire Cube, right? The fire shit with the Fire Cube, I could be watching TV and I could sync my my Bluetooth headphones so I could watch movies and shit with my headphones on.
Yo, that's kind of fire.
That shit, nigga, it's like a whole nother movie when you watch it with the headphones on. I'm telling you, it's not the same. It's a little bit different, like, because you hear everything. Like, if you watch a scary movie, you hear everything, like the creaks in the floor. You hear everything. Like, it's wild. Like, yeah, that's the Fire Cube. Yep. It got more memory. Yeah, that shit fire. I ain't gonna front. The Fire Cube is fire.
I got a Fire TV and I got a Roku TV in the room.
Mm-hmm. Like, I live off those. That's all I be watching. Fire Cube, YouTube, and like other streaming. I don't watch regular TV. I've been stopped watching regular TV almost 20 years ago. That's how I know everything how the internet move, because I've been watching the internet.
Yeah, that you do keep your finger on a pulse a lot more if you paying attention to multiple streams of information instead of just being locked in to the program shit that's coming on TV.
That's why I like YouTube, because you could watch everything. Like, you could watch everything. You don't gotta be stuck on what they show you. You could go research your own information. Like,
and they even tried to say, there was one time on CNN I saw this clip where it was one of the dudes on CNN said people have this falsehood where they try to go do their own research. Don't do your own research. Listen to us.
Nigga, that's the craziest shit on earth to say.
Doing your own research is suffer you for misinformation. Then it's funny, all these cats was deemed giving us misinformation. A year or two later, it comes out they were all right. A bunch of them.
See, look, this is the thing, right? That misinformation is the reason why we was running around here for years talking about Christopher Columbus discovered America. Like, what is that?
It was people already here.
And it was mad people came here way before Christopher Columbus. Even white people, it was Europeans that came here before Christopher.
Vikings were here before, they said.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was people coming here thousands of years. Like, black people been here too. Like, the native Mongols, which is the red Native Americans that y'all see, they've been here too for thousands of years. Like, people been over here. Yeah, thousands of years. Black people been over here for thousands of years too. I'm telling you.
I was actually talking to somebody about this. Because, you know, like with the immigration laws with Canada, there's certain Native American tribes, neither the United States immigration laws can impact them, nor Canadian immigration laws. But they're not immigrants. They're indigenous people that have been traveling back and forth between Canada and the United States. So and there's a provision in our laws where our immigration, we can't treat them like regular.
Yeah, they not regular. They was here before. Nigga. But so the crazy shit is so was black people though.
Yeah, but here's another thing I thought about it. If they're giving them that leeway, a lot of the people from the South have a huge amount of Native American blood in them in Mexico.
So do I.
Central South America.
I do too. So let me move around.
Okay, you should be able to.
Yeah, I do too. And I got proof that me and you, our fourth grandparents. I'll tell you right now, nigga. Fuck niggas playing with me. I need to move around too. Let me move. Like, I found our fourth grandparents' Native American records. They was black too. So I don't care what nobody can't tell me nothing. I found Indian records. Where is that? It's Anson Smalls. Hold on.
I always wanted to look up the connection with because on my mom's family side, the Plowmans had a strong connection with some Native Americans. But shit, I ain't got you and Pops had Native in you. I ain't have not even 1%.
Yeah, it be like that. I got it because the reason why me and Pop, you probably just ain't take that blood, but I'm telling you, the reason why we got it is from if I could find here Ferguson. Well, we got grandparents, Maddie Ferguson and Alex Ferguson.
I've seen them.
I found the Indian. If you go through I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna post it. But you go through the Indian records, it'll show like they got Native American records. Then I found their marriage records, and they was black. It wasn't like they was light. None of that. They was black. It says for his color, it says he was black, and for her color, it says she was brown. So he probably was dark, and she was probably a brown. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But Indian records. Like,
yeah, I haven't been dabbling in our ancestry. I want to do that African ancestry because I saw an interview with the late Chadwick Boseman on a Breakfast Club, and they were talking about Charlemagne had did ancestry, and Chadwick had did African ancestry. And Chadwick said they'll break it down to what tribes you're from on an African.
I don't believe that shit is caparoni. Them niggas don't even know they own. No, the niggas don't even got their own. They don't even.
No. Here's the deal: the whole Africa. The reason why I'm saying that the whole Africa isn't as backwards as they claim. If they have a bunch of well-to-do Africans that have done the DNA test, they'll have the larger African database.
Africa is as backwards as they claim, though. Them niggas ain't got birth certificates. It is. I thought it wasn't too. I started doing my research. It is though.
You think the entire continent? There's no wealthy Africans.
No, I ain't saying there's no just outliers.
Masses.
Yeah, the masses. Like they said, like 90% of the continent is poor. Like,
but I have to agree with that. The masses.
That's what I'm saying. So generally, we of course there's outliers, but that shit they backwards though. No disrespect to them, they backwards because they allow other people to come in. You know, the civilized niggas is at where the colonized niggas.
But here's another thing that they had too is they had masses of people running through that were part of these DNA companies or voluntarily poor cats.
These is European companies, dog.
Yeah,
all over the world. I know that for a fact. It's European country all over the world, stealing niggas' DNA, doing weird shit with the DNA, telling you from some such and such tribe. The only reason why I did the DNA here because I want to research my family here. I really don't give a fuck about what tribe. Them people do not fuck with us, bro. They don't. I'm not even gonna lie to myself and act like they do. If you go over there, they'll probably fuck with you because you spending money. But if you ain't got no money, you just a kata.
That's the word for us.
Yeah, that's the West Africans call us akatas. The East Africans call us Jarirs and Embiids and shit like that.
Wow, that's
they all got words for us. That's what I'm saying. Them people don't fuck with us, man. They'll come and tell you ain't really. They'll tell us you ain't African. You got mixed with European blood. Like they'll tell you some shit like that.
I mean, a lot of the masters was dipping in the chocolate. So,
but I think if them niggas do their DNA, they probably got some shit in them too. Everybody got everything in them.
That is possible.
The fuck wrong with them niggas? Light skinned Africans too.
Well, they did have this one girl that was of African descent, first generation born here, and she took the DNA test. And she had no European blood, all African.
Nigga, I'm light skinned. Right? I'm 80-something% African DNA, nigga. So that shit don't really mean shit.
And that's what's
that
crazy.
Shit don't mean shit.
I'm dark skinned. I'm probably like maybe 2 points above you. I'm like,
yeah, like you feel what I'm saying? It ain't really that shit don't. Black people make all kind of color. I think it always been different shades of people, always.
Yeah, I believe that. I could believe that too.
Yeah, always been different shades of people. Like, that's where white people came from. White people from Africa too.
That's what the craziest joke. I seen this dude. Black as a, like, what's that saying Dad used to say? Black as 1,000 midnights in the sight of the swamp. And his girl was regular brown, right? She wasn't light skin in between. They had a high yellow baby. The baby was
happens. Yeah, that happened. And then that baby have dark skin kids. That shit is weird. We black people, we different like that. Like you know
and the DNA was a 99.99% his.
Oh yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. If I had a chick pop out with a clear white baby, I'm gonna get a DNA test, bro.
Yeah. And you gotta respect it, like you know what I'm saying. But sometimes it go beyond the DNA because sometimes the baby could be light skinned and look just like you.
Well, yeah. A lot of all my kids, all of them came out pale as hell, and they got darker as they got older. Like even Nene is my complexion, a lot smoother, a lot younger, but she came out damn near white. But you can see at the tip of her ears had a little bit of brown.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
And her nail beds had a little bit of brown, and she gathered it, and she maintained. That's one of the things with the kids. A lot of times when here's what's weird with them, they'll go out and they'll tan for a summer. You let them stay in the sun. Now, in the summer when it comes, they lose a lot of that color. I mean, in the winter, they lose a lot of that color, but they maintain a little bit of it. They keep a little bit of it.
Yeah, they got melanin. That's that melanin. It's just you just out the sun. It ain't no sun out, so you get light. Like me, I get darker in the summer too. You know
shit, they took when my daughter Noelle was here. They all went to the pool park or the swimming park and shit. I was sitting up in here chilling, and this kid left the house probably like your complexion. Came back at the end of it like a half a shader lighter than me.
Yeah.
Damn,
easy. We could go outside. Yeah, we could go outside. I swear to God, go outside all day and come back a whole 2 shades darker.
I was like, damn,
the craziest shit on earth. Yeah,
son. But and then the thing about it, when she was born, she was pale as hell. But every summer she keep a little bit. Like even Taylor is still light skinned, but she kept a little bit of the color. She went to Jamaica. She kept a little. I think her average color is probably like she about the same complexion as you, a little close
like me.
to it.
Mm-hmm.
But she looked
a little darker, maybe a shade darker.
A little shade. But that's what she had those son that Jamaica when she went to Jamaica that time. She came back with a little extra seasoning.
Yeah.
And she but yo, did you see that one where she was talking about people being self-motivated and shit? I didn't send it to you, did I?
Nah.
She did this video where basically in the video she just decided to do an impromptu advice video, and I posted it on my regular Facebook. I got to post
Mm-hmm.
Julian Blaq webpage. But she basically, in a more articulate way, the advice I've been giving young people for years, she basically kind of just said it in a way more articulate and emotionally intelligent manner that's more palatable by different motherfuckers. I was like, she's good. Like as Uncle what's his Uncle June used to say, she has command of the King's English.
Yeah, that's funny.
He told
That's
that
hilarious.
like, he's like, yeah, man, you came from Bridgeport and all stuff, but you got good command of the King's English, my dude.
That's hilarious.
June used to crack me up though, man.
That's funny.
I was like, man, I didn't get to like when he passed and everything. I wasn't even around for that. I was kind of out of state and stuff. But it seemed like everybody like there'd be cycles. Like I think the one, I mean, well, first we lost, and who else we lost? I think the first one we lost was Nunu, right? Of
Long
our
time ago? You mean
yeah,
of our generation?
yeah, of our generation. I think it was Nunu, right?
Probably Nunu. Yeah, that was 96.
Yeah, Nunu. And then after that, we
It
didn't
was
lose
nobody for a long time.
I think till Nino, right? Of our generation.
Thinking.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, probably Nino. Yeah,
Wow.
because it was the elders dying, not us.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the older generation, the people that have been
Yeah,
around for a minute, even though some of them died too young, because we, with these genes we got in our family, they should at least live into their 90s.
yeah, it just be it be street shit that be really getting it, our family
Young
type
niggas.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, when niggas be dying young, be some street shit most of the time.
But then we lost. Like that's one thing too. I still haven't emotionally digested Steve's loss. That shit don't seem
Yeah,
like
that shit
real
wild. Yeah, that shit is
crazy.
wild. That shit is definitely crazy.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, that shit is definitely wild. For
Like
real.
when I was chit chatting with Mark about it, and he was like, I was just like, yeah, man, I'm just still dealing with some shit. I just don't. It just don't seem real. But even too with my mom, that shit don't really seem real. And she been
That's
gone.
how it be, man. That shit is always gonna seem like that. Like, you feel what I'm saying? It's always gonna seem like you could just call them, like you could just wake up and just call them type shit. Ain't you feel what I'm saying?
Yo, for the longest time, I used to like just get the inkling itch to call my mom, and I was like, yo, damn, she been dead 5 years.
Damn.
Like the other day, this was back then. Like now, I know she gone. I can't call her unless the lawyer open up a long distance phone call service where you can just call niggas in the spiritual realm. Which I hope he would. That'd be awesome. I wish I could call her, have her cuss me out.
A lot of time niggas won't even be able to handle that type of shit, man. That shit is spooky, man. That shit spooky than a motherfucker, man.
I'll be good. Like here's what's funny. Like the whole time my mom passed, man, I wasn't dealing with that shit healthy. I just buried myself in work. I didn't think about it. The better I could get to a situation where I didn't have to think about it, the quicker I embraced that situation. So I embraced the situation. So I was working mad hours. I wasn't dealing with it. Then like a year or two after my mom's was gone, all of a sudden just an emotional thing crashed. I'm on the highway going 70 miles an hour, and then my fucking tear ducts just break. I was like, what the fuck? I said, this is because I ain't deal with this shit appropriately. That's the fucking reason why I'm bugging out.
Black men hold shit in, man. That's how you feel what I'm saying? We cope with shit a different way. Cause really, for the most part, people don't really give a fuck though. That's why niggas hold everything in when cause most a nigga got a story when he told somebody some shit and they reacted a whole different way than they thought you, and you was like, I'll never tell nobody shit again. Like every man on earth got one of them stories. Like, so that's why men hold shit in for real.
I forgot who was I not talking to. I might have seen a podcast where they addressed that, where dude did a perfect analogy of that. He was like, listen, ladies, if your man is ever vulnerable with you, ever vulnerable, you dictate how he ever gonna react again, because you can make or break a dude, and the first time you cross that line, you shut down from the emotional realm for that dude, because he know he can't trust you. He can't be vulnerable with you.
You cry, you nigga cry in front of the chick. Next you know she get mad. Oh, shut your bitch ass crying ass up.
Boo-hoo, nigga.
Yeah. Shut your bitch ass crying ass up.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. I could believe that because
I've seen that shit happen in real life. Like motherfuckers do not be caring, nigga.
I ain't crying in front of this particular woman, but this is a former person I used to deal with. But I had her step and mush my feelings into the motherfucking ground, and I was like so hurt. And I turned into that dude that was smoking a cigarette that got tased. I'm gonna get you, bitch. I'm gonna get you.
Man.
I was like, okay, never again, bitch. Never again. I was like, I'd never laid my emotions out for another woman after that.
I swear every man on earth got a story like that where he's like, oh, it might not be a significant story, but it might be some light shit, but it be some shit that be like, all right, yeah, I'll never do that shit ever again. That shit don't work.
Now I understand this with my wisdom that I can't punish every single female for what that one female did, but I do have a filtration system. If you cross me in any sort of way, in any vulnerable situation, it's like a switch. Click. Okay. And you can't turn that switch back. Once it's clicked, but it don't mean I don't care. It just means I know I can't trust you.
A lot of women probably don't know. I don't know because I'm not a woman, but a lot of them probably don't know that they be, you feel what I'm saying, insensitive to, because all that man up shit. Man up. This is the deal with that. That's why it is. Just man up. Get up, little nigga. Don't cry.
Yo, my mom, it's weird because with the situation I deal with my mom wanted me to be a tough dude, but she still was mom, so she would like coddle me in certain circumstances. But I don't know how many niggas ever had a mama instruct them to chase a nigga down and beat his ass.
You was in the projects though.
Yeah.
So she kind of had to do that because if she wouldn't have did that, she know niggas would have been picking on you. Yeah, like so she it's a little different. She kind of had to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It might have seemed crazy when you was a kid, but that's really how you can't be scared to go outside, nigga. Ain't nobody chasing me around, nigga.
It's one time. There's two times she had me just man up. One time we was sitting in front of Roosevelt's. Was it Roosevelt School? The school that was like down the road from Aquanics over there. Was that Rose? I don't remember what it was. Aquanics is long gone. It's like a garage.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, it is Roosevelt. That's the closest school to it. Roosevelt, yeah.
Standing in front of Roosevelt School, this kid named Malik, who is now, if he's still around, is a college professor. Dude was a wild kid back then. This mug runs up to me, punches me in the face. I'm in shock. I'm still trying to digest what happened. My mother's sitting there with her hands on her hip looking at me. She's like, she said, if you don't catch him and whoop his ass, I'm whooping your ass when we get home.
That's how that shit had to go for real. Like,
pew, and walking up and down those 8 flights of stairs every day because my mom was scared I was going to get stuck in the elevator. Your boy was a sprinter and a half. There's no way that kid was going to get away from me, even though he had a head start. And I was whooping his ass in the middle of the crosswalk, right in stop. The light was green. And I'm like pumping that nigga in the head. And I was like, look, Mom, I'm doing it. I'm looking back. She's poking the principal in his chest, telling him he better not stop. That piece of shit punched my kid in the face in front of me. Either you let him whip his ass or I'm whooping your ass.
And you got to think, too, your mom's had to be mad young, too, like when that shit was happening. She was young.
At that time, she couldn't have been older than maybe 19.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he was a kid. Like, so it was different. And then you know how Bridgeport was back then, too.
Maybe 20. She might have been 20.
And Bridgeport was wild back then, so you couldn't be getting chased home and all that shit. Because if you get chased home one day, you be getting chased home every day.
Oh, I got a chase home story. I had a couple dudes trying to jump me, and I outran all of them. Only 2 could keep up with me, but I made it to my door, so they backed off. And I was banging on the door, and my mom opened the door. What the hell's wrong with you banging on the door like the goddamn police? What's wrong with you? I was like, this dude chasing me. I think it was some kid named Marcus and something else. I lost the rest of them. He's like, oh, it's only 2 of them? I was like, yeah, why? She pushed me out the door and slammed it.
That's funny as fuck.
So you know what I did from then on? Because I know I was faster than all of them. I run just fast enough for people to catch up to me, to catch some lumps, and when the rest start catching up, I take off. Let's just say they stop jumping me for the.
That's how that should be. That's what I'm saying. You can't be running. That she was right though, because I'm telling you, once you run, they gonna be chasing you home every day, or niggas gonna keep picking on you. You gotta not, man.
And when
that's one thing with me. I ain't never get chased home from nowhere. Like I ain't gonna front. Like
you was a different nigga though.
Yeah, I was. I'm not getting chased home from nowhere.
You had been on the planet before, because you was like just a grown nigga, even as a little nigga.
That's a fact. And I ain't the toughest nigga on earth, but I ain't fuck that nigga. I ain't what. I was cool with all the bad niggas.
But you know who else was like you as a little kid? Damn, Shawn.
Oh yeah, Shawn always been a he even still like he kind of moved like he don't really be on social media like that. He be kind of like he kind of move like an old nigga. Like he do for real. Facts. Shawn do move like a Shawn. He definitely move like an old nigga. Like even his music, when you listen to his music, you wouldn't think he was that young. Like you know what I'm saying? Even though he a grown nigga in his 30s, right? His early 30s.
I think he gotta be at least in his 30s.
Yeah, he gotta be in his early 30s.
How old is Will's in his 30s now, right? Too.
Nigga, Will gotta be close to me, nigga. Will gotta be 40.
Really?
I'm 43, nigga. Yeah, Will was in high school with me. Will like 40 at the bottom.
Y'all motherfucker.
Yeah, Will like 40 at the and so that means Shawn like 35.
At least
36, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yeah, Will like 40, 41, something like that. He was in high school with me. Know what's crazy? Me, Will, Chuck, Carl, son. We all was in Hardin at the same. This the crazy shit. Carl's son was in my class, and I never knew this nigga was my cousin. I didn't know that was Carl's son, because his last name Jefferson.
See, that's why I be telling motherfuckers they gotta get their kids their daddy's name, even if the daddy you don't like the daddy.
That's why I ain't know. Like, if his last name would have been Elliot or son, I would have knew. Like, but his last name was Jefferson or some shit. Yeah, I didn't know. And he was in my class like the whole freshman year. He was in my class.
That's what we had that conversation about. I had that conversation with one of my best friends. She was. And even my girl, they were saying that, well, we don't believe we should get a kid. The dad's last name, he ain't there. I said, but you don't understand. There's lineage.
Family, stupid, broad. Like, what about the family? Everybody know that kid related to your family because that's your son or his daughter. Like, yeah.
Kid don't wind up fucking one of his relatives.
Cousins, facts. One of his first cousins, too. Like, y'all tripping.
But you know what? I never pointed it to either the young ladies to that line of logic because I didn't.
Yeah, because you already knew where it was gonna go, and it was gonna be a bunch of yik yak, and they understand that. They just don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's all it is. They understand.
I don't know. I think with one of my homegirl Jay, she'll understand, and I think my girl will understand too because she has a big family. And then if you explain to him, I say, okay, when your kid is balls deep in his first cousin, then you'll understand why you should have gave him his daddy's last name.
And yeah, y'all got kids that's double related,
or a little bit on a weird spectrum. They got like
that too, yeah, or just weird. Ain't on no spectrum, just weird as fuck, just weird. You know what I'm saying? But get them babies the father last name, man. It is what it is, man.
And it was hard for me to explain because with the newer generation, they don't understand, especially female. Well, why do they, and that's one of the things I try to explain. Well, why do they deserve that benefit? I said, well, it's not really to have a child for the father is not really it's a benefit because his lineage keeps going. But a child is a financial liability. You got to take care of.
Yeah, but whether you get that kid the last name or not, that kid is still that nigga's son. What are you talking about?
Yeah. But they don't understand.
But what benefit? You just being petty. That's what I'm saying. Just being petty. Like,
I tried to explain to him. I said, because here's the deal. You may deem he's not doing enough. Like especially if you trap a cat into having a kid, here's the problem. He ain't want the motherfucker. He don't have a choice. He got no reproduction rights. As long as he do things for that kid, he don't owe you a motherfucking thing. He don't have to do shit for you. He don't have to do shit for your feelings. But a lot of people don't understand. They think that because I had this kid. He owe me. He should be doing for me. I need to feel. And it's not you. He needs to not disappoint that baby.
It's about the baby. Yeah, it's about the
Baby
baby.
didn't ask to fucking be here. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So you on your own emotionally. He just have to, and then you can't gauge that right after you have the fucking kid. How he's gonna be. So you can't pick and choose that shit. And they just don't like with the younger generation. They just don't really understand. But then I even told her too. I was like, well, I'm a whole different person. I said, okay, if you're not gonna give him his the kid his name, are you gonna accept child support? Hell yeah. I said, so the nigga money worth it, but his name ain't.
That's what I'm saying. I'll be confused. Like what? Like y'all just that type of shit just make me feel like, bitch, you just had a baby just to get money out the state and or you just trying to get a money grab. Like that's what that is. Like
also too, I even talked about it. I said, if you're that emboldened to be that ideological or whatever the fuck that word might be, where you think you can choose what's against tradition, you should be able to throw the whole nigga out. Let him sign away his parental rights. If his name ain't good enough to be on the kid, his dollar ain't.
They ain't gonna do that because they want that bread. But this is the thing with me, right? I'm not even against child support, right? If a nigga not doing, if whatever you feel like, even if a nigga doing something right, and you feel like you want to put the nigga on child support, just make sure you do it in the beginning, and don't try to come with this rearage shit. And just niggas, just pay your child support, man. It ain't that bad, man. Just pay it and get out the way, man. Cause it only get nasty when you got the rearage. Like then it's like, all right, you owe 30,000 on the back end, and now you gotta pay double. You know what I'm saying?
Here's what's crazy. Even they can lock a dude with a rearage, even if he was doing what he wanted to do. If the mother doesn't have any integrity, she can deny that he did any fucking thing. And if he can't bring canceled checks or money order stubs, he didn't do shit. If he can't prove he put money in that mom's hand, he could have took care of that kid for most of the time.
That's why I said it's good if she gonna do it. Let her do it in the beginning, because you might as well pay that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just pay the child support. That way you won't owe nothing.
In my life, honestly, when I was broke, yeah, it was a little tough. Like when they put me on child support, because they was digging in my pockets when I really didn't have anything. But once I was making bread, I always did way more than I had to. So when they put me on child support, it actually was cheaper for me. And
sometimes that's a fact. That's what I'm saying. Just pay that shit. It only get nasty when you don't pay it. Just pay it, man. Just pay it, man. And don't be playing them trick bag games with the girls, like begging her not to go, and then she wait 10 years and then go and say you didn't do shit. Now you owe 50,000 on the back end. Like, nigga, just pay your child support, man. Fuck it.
She went and got on state. If she get on state, they relentless.
And she get on state, you going straight to jail. It ain't on her whether you go to jail. If you owe her, it's on her whether you go to jail. But if you owe the state, every time you owe them a certain amount of money and they tell you bring this shit to court, your ass going to jail.
Clink. Especially when you're in the arrears. Oh, hell
That's what I mean. When you got a arrearage and they tell you come bring 1,500 to court tomorrow or by 5 or whatever they say, and you don't bring that shit, your ass going to jail, nigga. Ain't nobody got, man. Just pay your child support, man. It ain't that bad, man. Just pay that shit, man. It only get bad. The niggas be like, yo, the child support is going to the man. Who gives a fuck? Just pay that shit. Just treat it like another bill. Pay that shit. And get out the way, man, because 18 years or whatever do not last forever. It go by quick. Believe it.
That's what I try to tell motherfuckers. If they give up their womb with the desire to just get support, that's a bad investment. Because that's a terrible investment. That kid's gonna grow up, and if that dude keeps growing and building, he's eventually in a short period of time is gonna have a better environment for that kid than you have.
You know what's crazy? Most niggas, right? If you smart and you stay at the job, that one job the whole time you paying child support, by the time you finish, you're gonna be making so much money at that job. That's when you gonna finally get to the bag when you stop paying. Am I tripping?
You got all that extra disposable income because you
not even just that. Just think about the years at your job. You get a raise every year.
That's true.
So by the time you finish, I'm saying at a decent job that you will actually stay at for that long. Most jobs you get a raise every year, like, you know what I'm saying. So by the time you was there 18 years, it's like, nigga, I done paid my child support. I'm the nigga now. All this is mine.
Well, yeah, that's what like the when I had my my other daughter, my ex-wife was like, "Man, you was about to be done, dog. Really, another one?"
So I said the same shit to you, nigga. I said the same shit, nigga. I remember that shit. Like, damn, you was about to be done, nigga.
Yeah.
Damn, dogs.
You got another beautiful Clinton queen on.
No, shout out to the baby, man. Shout out to your daughter. But yeah, man, I ain't having no more, dog. I'm saying that on the mountaintops. That's it for me. More diaper changing and all that shit, man.
You know what? You gonna be changing some diapers, but it'll be your grandbabies.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that.
That's what I said. You reach a certain point, you ready for
the grandpa. Yeah, because grandparent shit is just like a what they call it, a recreational babysitter. I watch the grandkids when I want to. Like, you feel what I'm saying? If I don't feel like doing that shit, I ain't around. Like,
but here's the deal.
My kids.
This one motherfucker said this one thing that was a very poignant parenting moniker. He said, if you're a good parent, you get to spoil your grandkids. If you're a bad parent, you gotta raise them niggas.
Yeah. Right. I'm not raising no grandkids. I'm keeping it on the mountain. I'm shouting that shit on the mountaintops. My mom's and my pops ain't raised my kids, nigga. The fuck you talking about?
But it's out there, man. There's out there people that and it's weird.
Yeah, hell no.
People that are in desperate desire to have kids, some of them have so much trouble having babies. And people who should never be able to be a parent
have a million kids.
Popping them shit on like
yeah, TikTok. the way the earth work is funny. Like, it's just like that. Like, the earth is a funny thing, man.
Popping them shits out like TikTok.
Yeah.
He was just talking about Shawn. He been playing the past few songs in the background.
Yeah, I like Shawn music. Shawn got like an old school, even though Shawn ain't really that old. Like, to me, like the little cuz.
Like at first when I heard he was doing music, I assumed he was a rapper. Then when I heard his shit, I was like, oh, dude's like melodic as fuck.
Yeah, he does everything kind of like he rap too though. He be rapping too. Yeah, he be doing everything. he do everything. Like, but Shawn fire, man.
You think about it with the R&B shit. To be a good R&B writer, you kind of gotta be a lyricist too.
Yeah, that shit is about lyrics. Yeah.
So it makes sense why he's so good at what he does.
Yeah. And then he was the younger brother, learned from his music was in his house. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
He has some beasts at because Will's a beast, Chuck's a beast, Fatty's a beast, Dave's a beast.
Dave was more creative though.
Yeah, Dave's his ear.
Yeah, Dave was creative.
And then here's what's crazy with like Mark's musically creative, but he's also creative aesthetically with clothing. With like he should be designing his own clothes.
Yeah, Mark got his own style. Mark a big fly nigga. I ain't gonna fuck. Mark is a big fly nigga. Like, I ain't gonna lie. He always been like that too, like a big fly nigga. Like, yeah, Mark is a big fly nigga.
This is a Mark legend. One time, like Mark would go to a store, right? He see a set of kicks. He likes the color blue on them. He'll buy those shits, right? Not wear them, bring them home. A month or two later, he'll see a shirt in a whole different store. Yo, that kind of look like these kicks I got. And he'll remember what the color was and be really fucking close. So he'll buy a fucking shirt that matches the kicks. Now, a week or two later, he may see some jeans that have inflections of that color that go with it. He'll buy them, so he'll have a fit that's been like a month in the making, and he'll remember, okay, and he'll match it up, and them shits match.
Yeah, Mark is definitely a big fly nigga. I ain't gonna lie. He definitely a big dressing nigga. He definitely a big fly nigga.
He definitely need to have his own clothing line. I think
that's a fact.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember that shit. I was like, yo, Mark, how you do that, man? How you Dave even used to say this, like, I don't know, but this motherfucker, he just know how to pick out shit. Then Mark would have some shit he waiting on. He would have some shit he waiting on. And then like Dave or one of the other brothers would take his shit and wear it. I remember he get pissed.
Yeah, Dave ain't really give a fuck about dressing and all that shit. Like Dave ain't give a fuck.
He always looked fly too because him and Mark was a little close at the hip. But I know that like we was working on music and Dave had like the best, like he had really good direction on trying to do some things. I remember we was working on one song. I think we co-wrote it. I think they wound up selling it or working in with Dale or doing something else. And Dave hit me up. He said, I know you wrote a chunk of this song with us. You mind if we do something? I said, do whatever you want, man. I want Smokey Low to be fire. That's all I give a fuck about. Once we move Smokey Low ahead, we all will move ahead eventually. So let's make Smokey Low work. And that's what I told him. I said that was my only concern. I just really wanted the world to get to see the talent that our family had. These dudes, it's like sad that more people didn't know.
That's all good, man. That shit happened for a reason, man. It's for the next generation to come up, man. It's just a seed. It's just a seed planet, like just a seed planet. That's real shit, though. It's a seed planet, like you know what I'm saying. Because we come from a musical family for real.
Oh, fact.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just a seed planet. Like that's how I look at that shit. Like,
yeah, we gotta do too. We gotta I know I already spoke with Mark about coming on. I want to try to do it where we could bring. We already had Mark on. I want to bring Mark, Will, Chuck, and Shawn like on at the same time, and just
that'll be fire. That'll be fire.
Veg out and lounge out, just have a good time.
That gotta be that gotta be like a 3-hour episode. That one would be fire. We could get all of us up here at the same time, like that'll be fire. Like, but I'm sure we could do it and it'd be at the crib.
We gotta do another podcast where we bring Ronell in, because I'm sure there's a lot of shit from our childhood that I don't remember that Ronell remembers too. That was my nigga, man.
Yeah, get Vernon, get Vino up here too.
Vino was my nigga too. Vino a little crazy with it.
Vino crazy. Vino with nigga. Vino make the internet. He'll be perfect for the internet.
Vino
perfect for the internet.
Here's a funny thing about Vino. Vino always had a charismatic and a weird speech pattern where he probably would have been a phenomenal rapper.
Phenomenal. If he could have kept his mind on that shit, because he got his own way of talking and all that shit. Y'all love Vino. Vino crazy as hell. I love that nigga,
it's
man.
Like, it's like
that nigga crazy.
Vino spiritual tone, like the way he talks, the way he moves, the way he could have been an amazing rapper, man. That's why he never really fucked with hip hop. Did he ever rhyme at all? Period.
Yeah, he used to rap.
Okay.
Yeah, Vernon used to rap, but he used to be on some play, like rap on some play shit. He ain't used to take it serious. That nigga got mad kids. That's another nigga got mad kids.
Shit, he keeping the bloodline.
Mad, but most of our cousins got mad kids though. To keep it 100, only you too. Shit, you got 5.
Yeah.
I'm like 2 is the little. I think Nino had like 6.
And Dave got a bunch too.
That's what I'm saying.
He got at least
most of our cousins.
They've got 2 sets of twins, I think.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Most of our cousins got a bunch of fucking kids, like a bunch of kids. Like
that makes me feel good though.
Me too. the family lives on. Like you know
that shit makes me feel phenomenal.
We got to get some more Clintons out there though. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that much.
I mean,
ain't that much.
You got a son. I ain't made a son. It might be. This one girl was trying to claim her kid was mine, but she wouldn't do a DNA test.
Yeah, that kid ain't yours.
I sent you a picture of that nigga.
Yeah, I remember that shit. He
just looked like his mom. He looked like
that kid ain't yours. We don't got no kids that look like their mom.
Plus he already ain't got my name. He got his mama's name. So.
Shit, both my kids look like me. My son look a little bit like his mother, but my son look like me more than his mother. Like you feel what I'm saying? My daughter look just like me.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True. And she been looking like you since she was
since she came out. If you see like her infant picture with my infant picture, you put them together, you can't tell. Only way you could tell because the picture is old, mine's old. But if it was like a newer picture of me like back then, you couldn't even tell a difference. Look just like me.
You know what's crazy? My youngest one, her, even though she's biracial, and you put a picture of her as an infant next to her mother, identical.
To me, all your kids look the same. They just different colors.
Yeah, because I diversified my gene pool.
Like Taylor, the only one that look a little bit different is probably your oldest daughter.
Ain't. But when you put them next to each other, like I had a picture of her, Taylor, they all got kind of similar eyes, similar nose,
similar features. But to me, Taylor looked like the Laotian twin. She just looked Jamaican.
Yeah. But what's funny is they all
Taylor looked Jamaican too.
Yeah, but they all got a similar speech pattern. Like my daughter Juliana and my daughter Taylor, if they're on the phone, you can't really tell them apart. They kind of sound alike. They're real soft. But all of my daughters are very soft spoken anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They're not loud. They're not built. Like that's why I said when I get around chicks that are loud, it's like scratching a chalkboard.
You know what's crazy? If you see my daughter, she act the same way like that too. Not loud. She laid back. She be chilling.
My aunt Nikki. You remember my aunt Nikki?
Mm-hmm.
Both of her daughters, same thing. Soft spoken.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And like when we because her two daughters are the same age as Julie and Lily.
Mm-hmm.
He was at a table after Grandpa's memorial. They was just so similar. They had similar interests. They were very soft spoken. They were highly intelligent. I was like, yo, we got to get these kids together way more, man. Mm-hmm. But they're all grown, moving in their own areas now.
That's what it is. They all grown.
Yeah. It would have been nice if they grew up together. Because I even thought about that. No matter how this shoveled our family was, somehow family always pulled my little ass back in, unless my mother stopped it.
Yeah.
I remember Nunu picked me up from the projects.
Man, rest in peace to Nunu, man. Nunu was a real nigga.
Love that.
Rest in peace, Nunu. Yeah, Nunu was a real nigga.
He picked me up from Pequannock, brought me to the terrace, and I went to the terrace, hung out. One time I was at Alice's house, and I was around Steve. Steve was a couple years older than me. Dave, Mark, all of them, Sam. And Alice had a bunch of other kids she was raising too. And they pushed all these beds together. I always thought it was a dream. I didn't remember because I was so little, dude. I was only like maybe six, maybe 7. So that means Mark was a little dude, probably still in Pampers maybe back then. And I remember that whole time being over there, they had this Batman pedal car that I thought was the most amazing shit in the world. I remember that shit. I thought that shit was amazing. They let me keep riding it, and I got out. And then I think it was Mark, like it was Dave. Dave said, "Nah, ride it again." Or Steve said, "Ride it again." Steve actually stopped people. He said, "This little nigga ain't used to good shit. Let him ride it again." Steve, I think it was Steve.
And Steve was crazy, man. Steve was a real nigga, man. Rest in peace to Steve, man.
And then I start feeling bad. I say, "Oh, this shit's so awesome. Other people got to get involved." So I wanted to get out so other people could have fun. And then Steve gave me a pop gun that you could cock and shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought that shit home. My mom took that shit from me immediately. I never saw it again.
That's one thing with Steve. That nigga kept some guns.
This was a fake gun. This is a fake gun.
But that nigga kept some real guns too, like real guns. Like
he got them all. It was all legal, all above.
Cause you remember that time we went up there and y'all started tripping.
Yeah. It was
nigga had 2 380s sitting on the right under the little table. Shit, you don't remember that?
Yeah, he was like, "Wow, you want to go do something, them niggas?"
Yeah.
No.
That shit was wild. Like, yeah, I remember. Yeah, that shit was wild. That shit was wild. Y'all niggas, we all smoking. Y'all niggas tripping. I'm chilling though. I'm a kid. Like I'm chilling. Like I'm like nigga.
Hold on. Maybe the Atterbury gene is the tripping gene. That's why we had
shit. I don't got that tripping gene, man. I got Pop's gene. I got Pop's gene because Pops tell a story about how when them niggas got pulled over, they was all high and they was dirty. And he said he told a joke to the police, and that's what got him out of getting searched. Like they was, you feel what I'm saying? He kept his cool. Like Pops tell that story. Yeah, ask Pops about that shit. He'll tell you that story because you know I don't forget nothing. Like you know what I'm saying?
No, we gotta get that. We gotta get that motherfucker on a pod, man.
We got to.
He thinking. Well, part of the reason he don't want to come in because he can't read, but he don't have to read. He has to talk. We'll read.
Read what?
Comments and shit like that. He
don't need to read that shit, man. And niggas, I'm sure it's automated shit that'll read the comments for you, dog. Like
he got that shit. He got that shit.
That's what I'm saying. He don't even need to do that shit, man. Just get up on here, man. You don't gotta read nothing.
I mean, every time, like I talk to him, it's like he just says something. He has something he's waiting for, something he wants to do. And
Same shit with the music shit. Nigga ain't want to pull a trigger. That's the problem. Like you gotta pull that trigger sometimes. Just like even me with the YouTube shit. I was chilling till you sent me the mic. And I was like, all right, I gotta get busy now. Like,
I mean, you know what it is too is that like everybody I knew that was doing some shit. That's why I told you all the time. You was always, what's the word I'm looking for? You was way bigger than the situation you was in, no matter motherfucking what you was in. I always felt that you had more ambition and more opportunity. You always thought different than other people. You know what I'm saying? And even Dave pointed that out too. He said, like he pointed out some shit that I said to him. I don't even remember saying this shit. And
Dave be listening. That nigga be because we talked to probably the next day after the podcast. We was on the phone for a minute, kicking and chopping it up and shit.
He told me shit I said to him that kind of changed his ideology on certain things. I was like, dude, I remember some of it. I remember the situation. I don't remember that. I mean, I always held him in close regards. He was always my guy. Like since I met him, he was just that guy. And you knew that if he introduced you to somebody, that motherfucker was automatically greenlit. Because Dave didn't stay around motherfuckers that didn't have good energy.
Dave don't. He just don't bring other people. I ain't know DT was his cousin too. That's my nigga. DT is my nigga, dog. Like that's my dog. I met DT from the street. I ain't even know him and Dave was related. Like
yo, that's wild.
That shit wild. Like yeah, DT my nigga from PT and shit. It's my dog.
Yo, is PT still even there?
Yeah, that shit there. You know that shit in the cut. They ain't knocking that down. There's no reason to knock it down. You can't see it.
Well, shit, Father Panic was in the cut. They
you can see it from the highway.
Oh, okay.
PT, you can't see it from nowhere. If you looking at PT is way in the back. Like that's why the terrace still there. You can't see it.
Well, even with the terrace, they took down all the visible high rises. They only
but even with the high rise is still there. It's two of the high rises still, but you can't like say you on the highway, right? You can't see it. Marina, you could look all the projects they took. Pequannock, you could see it from the highway. Marina, you can see it from the highway. They told them, I bet you the Greens is going next because you can see that from the highway too.
The Greens is going next. Greens still there.
Yeah, that shit they put like big police strobe lights on the top of that shit. It looked like broad daylight at night. In the middle of the night, looked like broad daylight out there.
Yo, that's one thing I was like when it was all high-rise buildings, right?
Mm-hmm.
All those dudes had to do if they was getting chased by the popo was
he just running the building
car and running the building. They could jump between building. Cops was never gonna catch them.
Never gonna catch them. That's why they took a lot of them high rises and shit, made them bungalow houses. Like they took all that. That shit was. It made it easier it made less little hiding spaces for them niggas to run, like, cause them niggas had little alleys in the basements, all kind of weird shit going on,
like even like Pequannock wasn't that big, but here's what I can remember from my childhood in Pequannock. Yeah, there was shootings. Yeah, there was people that got killed, but it still wasn't that bad. It was like
Pequannock wasn't as bad as the rest of them shits.
Oh, Like I will.
I ain't like Paquonic. It was too tight in them building them hallways. Them
It was.
hallways, like you could go like this and touch each the wall, the ceiling is right there, and then you jumping over puddles in the staircase. I ain't like Paquonic at all. Like
piss puddles.
What big piss puddles too? Like, what?
I remember that shit like it was yesterday.
What big? I'm talking about like big. Like you gotta take a step and like I gotta run and jump over this shit. Like big puddles of piss in the hallway. A lot of it too in the elevator always used to be broke.
Yep, my mom never let me take it.
That shit always used to be broke. Like every time, I never took the elevator when I went in Paquonic. I always took the stairs because that shit always was broke.
Yeah, I would sneak sometimes, take the elevator, but I knew if I got stuck in it, my mom was gonna beat my ass.
And I'm terrified of that. I'm terrified of that
my
shit.
Mom was terrified of me getting stuck. That's why I wasn't allowed.
It makes sense to me though. I would be terrified my kid get stuck in the elevator too, especially some project shit. You don't know where that shit going. You don't know if that shit gonna fall to the ground, and you don't know what's going on. Like
I got to think. I'm just thinking about this shit. One time, my mom's cousin. It's really my mom's first cousin. His name's Johnny Craig. He's my granddad's nephew. Johnny Craig actually gave me the best advice to deal with my mom's loss. It made me think about it because with Quanic, he used to come through all the time, and sometimes they used to live in PT, and they used to drop me off in PT. And Johnny was a young man back then. You know, he was a real young man, and he's a charismatic young man. He was a young man that rallied chicks. So he was dating this Spanish girl that I thought was the most beautiful thing on the planet as a little kid. Like one time I bust in his room, she butt ass naked in the bed, but he had her covered. Her back was bare. He was massaging her and shit. And I was like looking, and he goes to me,
lover boy shit.
You're like, what you want? I was like, nothing. I'm just staring at her. He was like, man,
get your ass out of here.
I could have been no older than maybe like 6. 5 or 6, maybe. And Johnny was like, get your ass out of here. But he was always the smoothest dude. He was, you know what's funny? Like, the space in the family that Willa D left like vacant when he moved on to the spiritual realm, Johnny's the closest dude in the family that had Willa D's characteristics.
I ain't gonna lie though. Your family on your mom's side is the strangest. Y'all got the most like y'all got the most different kind of niggas that I ever see in my life. What's your cousin that be driving the bus with the dreads? You don't gotta say his name, but did you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, he don't do that. He ain't done that in a couple of decades. My cousin,
but you know who I'm talking about, like with the dreads and shit. Yeah, y'all got a straight. Then you go from your grandfather's son. That nigga is nigga. I ain't gonna lie. If you think about them niggas and you make a comedy skit about how much that nigga be lying, that nigga.
Here's the deal. I don't want to say this on the pod.
Yeah, you don't got to that nigga.
Say this shit later. Mommy say this shit later. Because yeah. There's a whole story.
Dog, if you think about them niggas and you do like a comedy skit on that, especially that nigga.
I already got a good character I can write out.
Because that nigga is dogs. That nigga got mad. I swear to God, my mother, he a nigga. If he got internet, we need to bring that nigga up here. That nigga.
He might have it, man.
Bring that nigga up here, dog. Bring it up here, dog. That nigga is crazy.
We gotta bring him. We gotta bring his brother. We gotta bring a couple of motherfuckers.
I never met his brother. That nigga is crazy though.
But yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, them niggas over there is crazy, nigga. I got some characters in my family too. I ain't gonna lie though.
My
mom's side.
Yeah. I don't think I met too much of your mom's side of the family. So outside of one of your
nigga, I got one cousin that's like 6'5", 600 pounds. That nigga in the bed for years. He been in the bed for years.
Damn.
Yeah. Nigga, a big nigga. He one of the biggest niggas I ever seen with my own 2 eyes. Like as far as like Like yeah, like you know how on TV you see big niggas, but like he's a
600-pound life.
he's the big nigga, but he like tall too. Like they like he always been like he big, like it's a
Now,
big
does he
tall
get
nigga.
out of bed at all?
I ain't seen him in years. I don't know. Like, you know
Maybe he needed. Y'all could put him on that show. That's how they get the niggas for that show.
Shit, that nigga big. Shout out to my cousin. That nigga is a big nigga.
Yeah, I don't know.
My cousin Mar, crazy as fuck. I got some niggas on my family that's bugged the fuck out.
Yo.
Crazy. Like,
you know what's crazy? And on my mom's side of the family, the niggas that's crazy, they certifiable.
Me too. Yeah, that's what I mean. When I say crazy, I mean like certifiable.
They rubber stamp. Don't fuck with them or you might die type crazy niggas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, but then the same ones are damn like pseudo geniuses. They like really smart.
It's a thin line between insanity and genius for real.
Yeah, that's it. Brilliant.
Some real shit.
Brilliance and insanity. And I give that shit too. Like talking to the family on both sides. That's why I try to understand. Shit. I do miss the like. That's one of the things I admired about my ex-wife's family is they ride or die, bro.
For each other, yeah.
Oh no, yeah, man. They ride or die. They may have disagreements, but in the end, families first.
What happened with our family? As soon as the elders, our shit was fucked up before we got here, because like I said, grandma must have already had beef with her grandmother, because how her grandmother was alive when she was alive, and we don't know who this lady is.
Yeah, that's sad.
So she must have already. And then Pops said grandmother didn't fuck with him. I never knew grandma mother lived right next door to grandma. You knew that?
No.
What the fuck? How we didn't know that? Like, you know how? Remember that house that grandma used to live on Columbus?
I probably have to really dig deep.
You don't remember that, bro?
Not off the cuff, no.
That's crazy that you don't remember that to me. I
gotta have some things that trigger that memory, because
I think that's how he met. That's how Pops met Miss Chris, was from, because grandma used to live on Columbus and Stratford, right?
Oh, okay.
But she used to live in. I'm gonna show you that. Matter of fact, when you come up here, let me know. I'm gonna show you the house she used to live in. Like, I don't know exactly which house, but I'm gonna show you the approximate house. It's like a bunch of houses that look. Because I went over there a bunch of times. Like,
yeah, I gotta check on Miss Chris soon, man. I love Miss Chris.
Me too. But look though, the duplex grandma lived in. Pops told me that her mother lived on the other side. I never knew this, dogs.
Whoa.
They was on sharing duplex. But he said his grandmother, he couldn't go over there. Everybody else could go, but he couldn't. So for some reason, she didn't fuck with him. She said she used to just treat him funny.
Because like she didn't like the motherfucker her daughter got pregnant by, so she held grudge against.
What Pop's father?
Yeah. She probably didn't like him.
That's the only thing I could think of what it could have been. What else could it have been? Like,
yeah, because people have petty disagreements. I don't believe in holding petty disagreements.
Kids ain't got shit to do with none of that. Like, I don't fuck with your father. I don't got nothing to do with you.
No, for real. If you my blood, you my fucking blood.
Yeah.
Until you burn that bridge yourself.
Yeah, you gotta burn it yourself. Like, yeah, like you can't just with your moms or your pops that ain't got nothing to do with you, for real. Like,
not at all.
Especially we all family. Like, you gonna choose sides of family.
Yeah, I told you the story with my grandpa. My grandpa admit, like, he's the one that told me. My mom never even told me this shit. When she got pregnant with me, grandfather was trying to force her to use that Roe versus Wade shit to flush
he told me, yeah.
And you know what he told me after he told me this story? He said, I sure enough was trying to force her to. She wasn't hearing it. And you know what he said? Thank God she didn't listen to me.
And I ain't gonna front. Willie D. One thing with Willie D know you probably was the most solid nigga in this corner. You was the one you doing the most for him. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wish he would have listened to me and moved here because I wanted him to come here. We had I was gonna set up a whole room for him. He would have passed here. He wouldn't have been alone. He wouldn't have people trying to steal from him, which in his later years, he had blood relatives that stole his fucking money.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's why, like, when my Aunt Nikki was running shit, I didn't want to do shit to like cross her. She really lost her dad. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to step in. And like, there's some people I thought should have come to the memorial service. She was like, fuck everybody. We at the memorial service. It's just me, her ex-husband, her kids, me, my ex-wife, my kids, his Mason brothers, and a handful of other people that was.
And what? I ain't even gonna say that. I was about to say why she said fuck everybody, but we don't need to.
Because I mean, right? She found out.
Right? Yeah, we don't need to go on. You know, it's the internet.
She found out some shit that she wasn't happy with. So I was like, okay, and it's her dad. Like, when I die, you can't go against Nene. She's my firstborn.
That's a fact. Like, even me. And I know you before her. I wouldn't go against your kids. Them, you're my fucking kids. Like,
she would know. She knows how much I love you, so she would never like.
I'm just saying, even if whatever she say, whatever your kids say, go. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And that's how I was. Like, even when my mom passed, I was like, yo, I'm not going against my sisters. People thought you should take over. I said, no, I ain't taking over shit. My sisters had to sit here and watch my mama. Like,
they was there with her even when you was gone. They was still there with her. Like, yeah.
So I said, I'm not doing a fucking thing that would make them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, nah, that shit ain't about. Yeah, and it definitely ain't the time to be beefing with your folks. Like, you let motherfuckers handle what they gotta handle. Like,
that's why I tell people, man. Like, with death, a lot of drama comes. Like, people that are trying to get free shit. All I wanted was a keepsake. Something to remember my mom. Like, if I'd have known I could have got some of her ashes, she would have had a memorial fucking shit sitting in my house with flowers and all this other shit. I didn't know I could do that. I got Willie D. I got a keepsake for him, but his main urn, I'm bringing it down to be buried.
None of that shit don't matter though. To be truthful, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with you, man. Once you leave the body, my nigga, you ain't in that vessel no more.
Yeah,
ain't nobody there.
It doesn't.
It's more of a selfish thing. I get it, but it's really more of a human thing because in the aspect of it, like, there's nobody there. That's why when you go to the cemetery, it's quiet as fuck. Ain't even no animals over there. You know, if you go to the cemetery, you don't hear shit. Not even animals.
Well, because you know that when you embalm a body, the chemicals are toxic. So when the body deteriorates as it's gonna be, and fluids burp out of the thing, it poisons everything. Animals.
That's how you know ain't no. That's how you know ain't no. That's why they used to back in the day. They used to just burn bodies. There was no funeral. Yeah, they used to burn bodies.
If you just bury them in the ground, they'll assimilate into nature and naturally.
That too, yeah.
But
we putting all that shit in them preserving bodies and fucking preserving the bodies. People need to put me in the ground the day I die. Just throw me in the ground. It don't make no difference. Like,
I told Nene, like, when I pass, I said I don't want a funeral. I don't want people staring at my corpse. I said if you could get relatives around and need that closure of seeing my dead body, do that. Like close relatives, like Terrell.
I ain't going front. Most people hate funerals, man.
I hate them with a passion.
What, nigga? Me too. I don't, nigga. If I never had it, I hate. Who started that stupid ass shit? Just put people in the ground. It don't give you no closure. You just sitting there feeling sad.
Yo, my only
looking at a dead person. I hate them shits.
It's fucked up because I saw my mom like pre-embalmment. I saw her laying in the chapel of the hospital. That shit broke my heart, man. That shit was like seeing her lifeless body fucked me up. And then I went up to her and I kissed her on the forehead, the same forehead I kissed a million times as a baby boy. It was cold.
And she's not there.
She's not there.
She's not there. That's just a body. It's a vessel.
Yeah.
Because it's something. You got to think, right? Not to get weird on niggas, right? But you got to think, right? What controls the inside of this vessel? It's an energy there. The energy don't go nowhere. It goes somewhere else. She not there.
And I feel that shit too, because like how I buried everything down and I didn't deal with shit appropriately. My mom came to me in a dream with like in one of the haircuts that was her favorite haircut. It wasn't a haircut she was buried in, but your hair was wicked long. They had to like do her lady that did her hair for her funeral too. Like when my mom used to go to like clothing stores and buy a lot of shoes, my stepfather went to a clothing store in Hampton, Virginia, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm buying shoes for my wife's funeral." And then she was like, "Oh, let's help you." And then when he bought her in, my mom had bought so many shoes from that store. When he told the clothing store, the shoe store, his wife's name, the whole store broke down crying. Because she had been there so much and they didn't know she had passed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then she was a big clothing. That's one of the things I said. She was a big stylish chick. That's what I said. She was stylish. She was stylish as fuck. She had good clothes, good shoes. She knew how to do it. So I was like, yeah, if one of the kids is good stylish shit. Nene's good with her style. Taylor's pretty good. Julie's pretty good. Miley is like exceptional. She does shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck you doing? She'll like do a whole full face of makeup. It look like she's about to do a photo shoot. Clean that shit off and start from scratch.
That's why she should start a YouTube channel too. She don't got no channel.
No, she
do the makeup. She could do that shit, that same shit she doing, just do it on her channel.
But here's the problem. Julie should do game streaming. Miley is also a game streaming. The makeup
she could do too.
She should do game streaming too,
and the makeup shit. She do two channels. Yeah, just do two channels.
And then most of them have something they doing that should be out here.
Nigga, you got a studio in your crib, nigga. I'll be what, nigga. If I was you, look, dog. If I was you, this word on everything I love. I'll start Julian Blaq Network, and I'll be having all them kids, all in your crib.
Well, not all of them. The only one here
except for they gone now.
Yo, Julie's back in Connecticut. She turns 21 this month. She wants to be around her sisters.
But I'm saying they live there though, right?
Yeah, Julie lives there. Yeah.
Oh, just Julie.
Yeah, Julie and Nene. Oh, Chris came.
Shout out Chris Chaos. You had a cemetery in here. Shit, you have a bigger issue like zombies. Man,
yo,
I don't fuck with that spiritual shit. I watch them videos all day long on YouTube, but I don't play with that shit because that shit is real.
Yo, you remember the time we was walking to my boy's Terrence house?
I remember that. And we walked through the cemetery. I remember that shit.
Yo, I was so fascinated with reading them headstones. I was like,
oh, this nigga died in 1880. I remember that shit.
You're like, what is you doing, nigga? We supposed to be walking. Let's go.
You walk straight through the cemetery. I remember that shit.
Yo.
Nigga, we don't walk mad. Even that day that y'all tripping at Steve's house, we walked there.
Oh, really?
You don't remember how else we got there? You had no car. The Coug Dog didn't exist then. The Mercury Cougar wasn't around yet. You walked and came and get me from my house, and then we walked all the way to Steve's house, and then we walked back home. I swear. And that day, remember that day that it snowed, was a blizzard in 96. You walked to my house from then too, from your grandfather's house, and then we walked to the other house over there when you was living up top in them white apartments with what's his name?
Yo,
what's that nigga name?
Nigga Joe. Was it
Joe? Joe, yeah.
I ain't lived with him too long, thank God.
Nah, I was like a year or something.
Still alive. Hopefully he's still alive. Not even
shout out to Joe.
Not even a whole year. It was like a couple months.
Shout out to Joe.
It was a couple months. Yo,
Joe.
Shit. That was some
Nigga, I remember every day that we did something. I remember every single day. The day
Yo,
you learned how to drive stick it was me, you, and Jack. The dude, y'all got the Gallant from Homeboy. We drove to Middletown. I forgot why we had to drive to Middletown. We drove to Middletown, then we drove back. That's how. From that, that's the day you learn how to drive stick. I remember that day.
yo, and then you know what's funny? I kept renting a car, and that's how Jermaine learned how to drive stick.
That's crazy. The crazy shit. Jack taught me how to drive stick too.
Yo, Jack knew how to drive when he was like 10.
Shout out to Jack and Rob. Them some good niggas. Shout out to them niggas.
Yo, you remember their sister Tawana?
Mm-hmm.
Tawana recently came out here to visit because you know Nene's their cousin.
That's their cousin, yeah.
That's their first cousin. Nene's
their first cousin. They second cousin.
No.
That's her second cousin. Nene's the second cousin. The mother's the first cousin.
No, Nene's dad was their mom's brother.
What you mean? No, your baby mom's is the first cousin. So Nene's the second cousin.
The second cousin. I'm retarded.
You tripping. Right. That's why I'm like, yeah, she the second cousin. In the black households, that shit really don't matter though. For real.
You know what's for real? Because her dad, like,
nah, you ain't missing countdown. We still here. We ain't going nowhere.
Yo, Nene's dad was an amazing dude. I didn't know he died until like Tawana and Teresa came here. Teresa's Jack's mom and Tawana's Jack's sister. They came here and they wanted.
You mean your baby mom's dad?
Yeah, he died.
I never met her.
She never even told Nene.
Why?
She knew that. I don't know. That's why I don't fuck with her like that because we haven't been able to clean up the messy shit.
Shit, y'all, you don't got to. Y'all, shit, Nene grown as fuck. It ain't like you gotta fuck with her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even a big deal.
But Nene's smart. She doesn't cut her off 100%.
That's her mom's. Like, I get it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And I even tell her, you got to work with it. You only get one mom.
Yeah, you only get one mom. You moms get a pass. You let her get a pass for even if she crazy and doing bullshit. You just gotta let her get a pass. Like,
and even her mom, I can't talk 100% shit about Phyllis. There was certain things that were falsified to me, but Phyllis was up until the situation where I got my kid. She was doing all right.
I feel like dads get a pass too. Everybody, your parents get a pass, man. Your dads fuck up too, and they do bullshit too. But eventually, you gotta forget when you become grown and you learn to walk on your own and take care of yourself. You gotta forgive them niggas, man, and fuck with them too. Like, fuck it, just you feel what I'm saying.
I could believe that.
That's what it just is. What it is. Fuck it. Like, you feel what I'm saying. Ain't no. You ain't getting nothing out of. You feel what I'm saying. Holding on to that shit and being angry at your people. Like, you feel what I'm saying.
Hands down, Phyllis is a fucking go-getter chick. She's ridiculously intelligent. She fucking hustles for her dough. I don't like the company she keeps, so if I was her dude, she would have problems. But here's the deal. She does her own thing. She doesn't depend on anyone. But in the end, she gotta figure out. She gotta figure out a way to like coexist with family. She makes it extremely difficult to be around her.
Some people you just love them from a distance. You know how that shit go.
But she done it. Like she been a registered nurse, RN. She could have the shit she got takes a bachelor's degree. She's been a real estate agent. She can sell real estate. She's a true bad bitch in a lot of circumstances, but she just not a bad bitch in regards to dealing with people in her personal life. So she got this though. Hopefully, because Nene's not.
She only got to take care of herself. She be all right. She don't got no little kids, do she?
Oh no, she kept having kids the whole time. She got a bunch of kids.
Damn. I be feeling sorry for you old niggas that be having young kids. Shout out to you too. I be feeling sorry for you too. All y'all old niggas that be having young kids, I be feeling sorry for y'all niggas. So I'm gonna bring up the top last podcast. Yes, I watched Nukes, nigga. That's my nigga. New video. I watched that today. Yeah, I watched that. I just finished watching it.
I haven't
Go
watched.
ahead. Go back and put the message up because I didn't see which one was fake.
I got you.
So I watched the new video he dropped today after this. And do you believe half the pyramid? No, I some of them that I see, I could tell the ones that's fake, but some of them shits is too wild that you can't. You be like, nigga, this shit is no way. There's no way you could fake it. Like the one, if you watch the one today, Chris, right? If you watch the one today, you seen the one where the dudes was looking at that little hole and the little hand came out the casket. You can't fake that, dog. Nobody couldn't. It's dog. It was like a abandoned building, and you know how the little windows you could look into the basement. They looked into the basement. It was like some caskets in there. It's like some old dusty caskets. And in the casket, you see a little hand like come out the top of that shit and then creep back in. Like, nobody couldn't have hidden that shit. Man, go watch. If anybody looking, go watch Nuke Top 5 if you into like watching that type. That's the best. To me, that's the best channel to watch. Like,
now, have you ever you smelled the smell of death when something's rotten?
mm-hmm.
Do you know there's a section of decay where it actually smells sweet?
Yeah, it smell like flowers.
Yo, I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
So there's like motherfuckers that have went through situations where they smelled. I never smelled that portion of decay.
Me neither. I just know from the research I did. I heard that before. You know what I'm saying? You got to be sitting with bodies. Like, only a nigga that be sitting with dead niggas would like really know what that smell like.
Let's say we had a family mausoleum where we was able to put all full bodies in.
Uh-huh.
What has to happen is you need to have a coffin that will burp the decomposition
toxins. Yeah, the toxins. You gotta get all the toxins out.
And that shit will leak out. But when you walk through, you'll still smell the sweet smell of decay. You'll walk through the mausoleum, you'll still smell that. So even if we put, like, let's we put our parents and everybody in this mausoleum and we go to pray to them, eventually we'll smell the scent of their decay. But if the mausoleum's built right, a lot of that shit will leak out.
Yeah.
A lot of that shit will leak out. I was like, when we first went into COVID, I had some morticians that I followed because I actually was interested in that because I was terrified of dead bodies for a long time.
Yeah, you a weird nigga like me, nigga. I be watching okay. You a weird nigga. I'm weird too.
But
like,
I was terrified of dead bodies, man. Like when I went to my Aunt Twana's funeral, that was the first actual dead body I saw, and they tried to make me touch her. I didn't want to touch her.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm more scared of dog shit, stepping in dog shit than dead bodies. Like I seen dead niggas a long time ago.
You sound scared of dog shit.
I got a phobia of stepping in dog shit for real. Like literally, like if I be walking in grass, I swear to God. Look, this is no lie. Anybody could believe me or not believe me. I used to live with my grandmother. My cousin got killed when I was like 12, and me and him used to share a room. My cousin got killed. My mother sent me to go live with my grandmother for like 2 years, 7th, 8th grade. I always had this paranoia of stepping in dog shit all my life, like. And so when I walk, I always look down at the ground. You know how much money I found in my life, my nigga?
Because you was looking down.
When I used to live with my grandmother used to live in Milford. When I used to live with my grandmother, I used to walk. It used to be this comic book store up the street from my house, like a corner store and a comic book store up the street from where she lived. Nigga, I used to find 50s, 20s. This in like 1992.
Wow.
Them comics that I bought, I used to buy a comic book with. I still got all them comics to this day.
That's what's up.
In mint condition too, right in my drawer, right there. Like,
yo, did I tell you what happened with my Miss Ann when her son went to prison? She gave me all of his comics. Man, I had first edition, like Superman comics. I had like a whole cardboard box full of shit.
And what happened?
My mom threw it out because she thought it was going to create roaches.
That's
Years
crazy.
later, she saw a YouTube video that and she remembered throwing out comic books that looked like what I had.
Man.
And she called me and apologized. Yo, you could have been a millionaire.
I ain't gonna lie, your mom fucked up mad money. Cause then she take the lawsuit money you had got too, like 10 grand.
Well, she didn't do it. My stepfather did.
Well, same shit.
She let him do it.
Same shit. That shit, damn. You got mom dude. Like I said, mom dudes get a pass, man.
Yeah.
Cause you done came across with a quadruple that amount of money.
Honestly, I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for her.
I ain't gonna lie too. Pops, you fucked up a lot of money too. Pops had a lot of bread, nigga, because Pops bought a mad equipment over. Like, if you think about all the equipment Pops done bought over the years and shit, Pops, you do the math on that, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars easy too.
Here's what I can say. Pops either had bread or no bread. He either was broke or had a lot of assets. He had that for a period.
You know where Pops would have been good at? Because he ain't an executor. Pops would have been a good consultant. Like he's a good nigga to go. Like if you got an idea, you go chop it up with him. Like you feel what I'm saying, to refresh your idea. You feel what I'm saying? Because he always got them good. He just not an executor. Like you feel what I'm saying, like that.
Some of us are just not that.
That's a fact. That's why I'm not insulting. I love Pops. Pops is Pops. Like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm not insulting a nigga. It just is what it is. Like he's a great brain. Even if you arguing with the nigga is a great, like he got a great mind. Like you know what I'm saying.
I definitely acknowledge that. Me and him had some major nights of debate, and he, like, if I got him into a squirrel hole, you could hear it.
He'd get defensive.
Well, he get a little defensive, but then he was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And then I'll be like, "Well, you could do this. If you give him a solution," he goes, "Touche, my nigga."
Pops a real. Pops ain't no fake nigga. Pops a real nigga.
He don't be fighting. He be like, "Yo, you know what? That makes sense."
Because look, Pop's a reader. That nigga could, he ain't no stupid nigga. That nigga a smart nigga. A lot of shit I do, I get from Pops for real. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And that's what I always say that too. Like, I even tell Pops, like, when I talk to him, some of the shit reminds me you do. And I even told him a couple of times, I was like, one time he told me, I don't like listening to audiobooks. I need to read it to assimilate the.
I swear I'm the same way. Same exact way.
I told him Terrell's the same way. He don't.
Yeah, I can't listen to. I could listen to the audio shit if I'm in a car, but it don't give me the same feel that it do when I'm reading that shit. Like,
and absorbing the knowledge directly.
To me, I feel like reading is more of a exercise for my brain. I like reading because I get into the I don't need the audio. It's like I go into the story when I be reading that shit. Because I'm reading in my head. I ain't reading out loud.
Stories are better told with the imagination than they are from vocal. They are.
And I feel like you retain the information better when you read it than listening to it. Because a lot of humans don't listen good. You talk to most people when you argue with them, they don't listen good because you'll say something to them and they'll be like, "So you trying to say this?" You be like, "Nigga, I ain't say nothing like that. You ain't listening. You just hearing shit. You hearing certain words." Yeah, but most people is like that. I'm not gonna lie. Most people, they hear certain words in what you saying and they just hold on to the words that you saying. They ain't really listening to what you saying.
I made a promise to myself about a year and some change ago that I was going to be a better listener. I was going to be a better listener because I did notice that, like, a lot of times when I know someone's saying some bullshit, hold up, let's throw this up.
You get teleported to the past and meet your parents as teens, you would stand out the way and watch it. Would you help from afar with the knowledge you know? No, because that's a trick bag. Show you the trick bag, Chris. If you learn this from every damn movie that you watch. If you change the past, you might fuck up the future.
The butterfly effect.
Yeah.
If I jumped in the middle of my dad and my mom about to fuck,
you never get born. A whole nother person gets born. You know what I'm saying? So that shit
Mongoose
ain't.
run to the next thing. That's why, like, this is one thing that's bittersweet. You remember a story about a dude that was a fertility doctor that was throwing his sperm into every chick that came in, right?
Uh huh.
The girls that brought him down.
It was a white dude. It was a bunch of white kids. I seen there was a show about it. I seen that shit.
But they even thought about it. I said, do those bitches know if he didn't do what he did?
They wasn't born. Quantum Leap facts. But Quantum Leap was a little different though, because he didn't know what was gonna happen to the specific people that he was getting into their body. He didn't know Quantum Leap was a good premise of a show. Like whoever came up with that show is a genius. I ain't gonna lie. Like it was a genius. That's when, let me say this too. The shows in the 80s and like the early 90s, the graphics and all that was worse, but the writing was better. Like the writing now is garbage.
Yeah.
The writing in the shows and the movies, that's why the shit ain't that good no more. The writing ain't that good. Like they need to go get some fresh blood. Go to these schools and go pick up some of them young niggas. Stop using all these same old niggas that y'all been using. That's why TV garbage YouTube. Shout out to YouTube.
Here's the deal. Another YouTube promo. When Game of Thrones, I got addicted to the Game of Thrones storyline with the Targaryens and the Lannisters and all this shit. They had a whole YouTube channel that carried out the lineage, because what they didn't know, J.J.R. Martin had a whole thousands of years lineage. And when they did that shit, I got to see, that's why Khaleesi was trying to fuck her nephew.
And you will only see that shit on YouTube. I don't give a fuck if I see the numbers. I know it's more people watching YouTube than TV. I know it is, because them kids, if you like my daughter aging down, they don't watch TV.
Yeah,
they don't watch no goddamn.
These niggas don't know. They think that the bulk is TV, MSNBC, TV.
Most people would rather watch normal people commentating on regular shit. I swear that's why it's so much regular people. It's regular people that turn into stars on YouTube, because people don't want to watch that fake shit no more. And then you forcing people to like shows and all that. I'm telling you, the writing is garbage. That's why nobody ain't. The writing is trash.
I can't argue with that. That's
what it is. That's why TV been on this downward trajectory for 20 years. I'm not lying to. And you know how you first seen, when I first seen, I took an IT course, right, at Porter and Chester. And even my teacher in that course was telling me that the internet is starting to take over, and TV, more people is moving to the internet than TV, because the TV is more like it's stupid. When you watch go watch a TV show. Them shit's trash. It's like 90% of them TV shows is trash. It's like 10% of them is good. And most in the 10% that's good is coming from streaming service apps. Like it's coming from apps, and they just on TV too.
Yep. Here's the deal. They got way more of a tap into talent
on the internet.
Way more on the internet. Way more.
You know what? The internet better too. There's no gatekeepers. I still watch Tales from the Crypt, Chris. There's no gatekeepers though. Like on the internet. No, it's over. But I still go back and watch the old shit. I still watch.
I'm probably gonna do that too.
Yeah, I still watch Tales from the Crypt because it's brief. If you watch it now, the episode like 15, 20 minutes. But yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I still watch that shit.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, here's one of the things. We got to bring this up next time.
Go ahead. What you saying?
We got to bring this shit up next time. We bring Mark on, David on. Do you know they had a whole graphic novel they wrote as children? David and Mark.
Man, them niggas different. All them niggas different. I'm gonna show you how different they is. they family different. Cause even with Will, right? When I did the Will shit, when he told me how he was doing the beats before Pops taught him how to do the beats, they was taking like songs and like the shit. You gotta hear that. Go listen to the podcast I did with me and Will. Like I think it's the last episode he posted too, because
I'll rewatch
he talk about how they was doing, like how he was producing beats before he before Pops taught him how to do it. It's the craziest shit. I was like, y'all was doing that? He was like, hell yeah, that's what we was doing before your father taught me how to produce songs. That's why I said Pops is perfect as a as consultation and a teacher. That nigga, that's why I say if he had a channel, he tell him he could do this. Put the channel up and don't even show your face.
What we gonna have to do is kidnap this nigga in and just talk to him together.
When you come up here, we're gonna have to go on and pull up on him. Fuck all that talking on the phone shit, and then make him do that shit. Cause I told you he not an executor. He like, you feel what I'm saying? He more of a, he gonna make. The reason why I'm saying this up here so he can see it. Like, you feel what I'm saying? He not an execute. He need to do that shit, nigga. You got a bunch of, you got a big brain. You got a lot of shit to talk about. Just watch what you say about the small hats. He know the terms. Like he know how to, that nigga know how to talk. Cause when he talk to me, how he be putting shit. He know how to talk. He know all the verbiage. Like, he know what to say. Even with the shit that he be saying that's crazy, that nigga know how to talk, dog. Cause even when he be texting me, he be using certain verbiage. I'll be like, yeah, he know what he's talking about. Like,
yeah, we definitely got to bring him on. I've been trying to. What I'm gonna do is try to kidnap him on a StreamYard situation, and we can talk to him to get him to come on.
I think what he think he too old, right? That's what I think. In my head, I think that he think that. But look though, my fan, like, I ain't gonna say fan base, my subscribers, right? The average age is like 35, right? To like 70.
Yo,
that's my whole fan base. That's my fan base. Yeah, that's the money niggas. Yeah, the niggas with the money. That's my whole fan base. Like, if when I go on my analytics, I have, because when I post my videos, I always put not for kids. Because if you put for kids, like, that shit is you ain't gonna be able to do shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I always put not for kids because it ain't for kids. I got damn near no 17, 18-year-olds. A few like 20 to 25. The rest of my shit is like 30 to 35 and down, like this 60 to 70. Yeah, I don't got no kids on my shit. Like, I ain't talking to no kids.
That's what's up though.
Not yet, at least. You feel what I'm saying? Eventually I want to get to the kids too. You know what I mean? Give back to the kids, because them young niggas need help.
To point them in the right.
That's a fact, Chris. That is a fact, Chris. Yeah, that's a fact. These grown folks talking for real. The kids got enough platforms. They got Kai Cenat and Aiden Ross and them niggas. They got a bunch of. This is for grown niggas. This ain't for no kids. Like,
yo, it was funny after we had that conversation. I hadn't watched the Kai Cenat stream in a minute, and I went into that stream. I wasn't able to stay very long.
I'm telling you, this shit is for kids. So he could get up there and say he could get mad and say, "Oh, I don't." Dog, you silly. Cause even at 19, I was never silly like that. I ain't even hang around silly niggas like that. Even at 19, or 20 or 22, or I wasn't jumping around. I respect him because he getting his money. Get your bread. I respect, but you got to be honest with yourself. Most of your fan base is children, sir. And I hope you could transition into the adult life, because a lot of niggas that be having kiddie fan bases be falling off. And when they fan base grow up, like.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, I seen what Kai Cenat's doing. I don't dislike the nigga. I was like saying, like, just like to keep my attention. It couldn't really keep it.
I don't dislike it. It's just not for me. It's for kids.
But I still, you know what I'm saying? I told the dude, do your, and I didn't tell the dude. I think do your thing.
Yeah.
Keep it popping.
Definitely do. He got man. What we saying ain't gonna do nothing to that nigga.
Yeah.
That nigga he gonna do his thing. But the truth is your fan base is children. Like you ain't got no 5-year-olds or nothing like that, but it's like 12, 13, 14, 15. I mean, that's your fan base, nigga. That's his fan base.
That's nothing to sneeze at. He could probably figure out another way of reaching
them kids. Grow up. If as long as he grow up with them, if his platform matures with them kids, he could maintain it. But if he still keep trying to do that silly shit, that shit ain't gonna last forever. Eventually, he gonna phase out. Like we done seen mad niggas like this already. Like this ain't academic starting to, his shit slowing down too.
Oh yeah, I didn't know his shit was slowing down, but I remember.
Just think about it. How much you used to hear about him to how you hear about him now. Like
he got to talk racy shit in order to maintain relevance,
right? Or he got to attach himself to somebody else, like go dissing somebody else, or he getting into some argument with another famous celebrity. But his shit is slowing. Like he probably got them set. He probably maintaining a certain amount of people in his chat because he got a loyal fan base, but his shit ain't growing like it was. Like.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? It's more just at a steady pace. Like he ain't growing no more. Like
yeah.
Who was that singing?
Oh, that was Slump.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, 750. You want to shut it down?
Oh, we can do that. Yes, sir. And then that shit was Slump.
Where I be drinking Hennessy for Jack Daniels. Fact, we the uncles. what you talking about? We nigga damn near we the uncles. We the niggas sitting around the young kids trying to watch it. We the uncles. Hard pause. Facts. We the uncles.
We gotta hit a hard pause. Water gang. Hard pause.
Word, we the uncles now, Chris, man. We the uncles. We the nigga drinking, you feel what I'm saying? Sipping while the kids watch. We the uncles now, like shit, the uncles is the grandpas now.
You know what I mean? Yo, much love. Thank you for coming to the Hard Pause podcast. This was in a regularly scheduled stream. This is during Quarter Water TV's birthday week. Please make
Let's go.
You smashing that follow button on Quarter Water TV. Get some quality content. Also, keep making sure you're looking in that description. Showing the love to all the musicians we feature in the podcast. What you got, Quarter? You want to say something?
Nothing. That's it. Water gang, man.
Sleeping on me, but I'm hella
water gang. Yo, see y'all. No, we might be doing a couple other surprise podcasts within the week. We'll see you then. Stay blessed, stay positive, stay safe. Water gang. Really about to go to Mars, you coming with? I doubt that. All up in this thing with my slimes, 80 gigs.